Welcome back. Recently, Muslim women have been the subject of scrutiny in election debates and have faced increased verbal and physical attacks. These pressures can lead Muslim women to feel disempowered. BeingME is an all-women's conference that aims to do just the opposite, empower Muslim women. This year, the conference will take place on March 12, 2016 at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. Let's sit down and talk to Naiema Alam, Program Coordinator for BeingME. Welcome to the show, Naiema.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for having me.
Walaikum salam. So I know we had BeingME on last year, and I understand it's an annual women's conference. How do you guys achieve the vision that you have behind an annual conference like BeingME?
The vision for BeingME, BeingME stands for Muslimah Empowered, and really what we strive to do is create a platform for Muslim women to come out and share their lives, share their expertise, and just create a voice for Muslim women in general, where other people can come in and gain inspiration. And so having this annual conference is really important because we're really highlighting a lot of our local scholars, right? We do hear a lot from knowledgeable shuyukh all of the time, but unfortunately the female scholars, I think, aren't highlighted as often as they should be, I think. And so BeingME, what it does is, it brings scholars who are female, who are amazing at what they do. It brings them up and out into the community so that other people can learn from them and gain inspiration. Yes.
And how does the conference, I know on the website it talks a little bit about, giving Muslim women a voice. How do you see that practically happening in light of, was that in relation to some of the social and political environment that we're currently experiencing?
Yeah, so this year our goal actually with the conference is to instill confidence in Muslim women. And as you were mentioning, in light of what's been going on, there's a lot of Islamophobia, I think, in the media, as well as even in Toronto and in the US with the elections and everything going on. And so I think it's more important than ever to have a place where Muslim women can come and gain confidence, right? And this is confidence in whatever that they want to do, whether that's in gaining knowledge or becoming experts in their profession or being great mothers, whatever it is. We would like people to come out of this experience with this newfound confidence.
And what is the theme for this year?
Well, this year our theme is Love Ayesha. So it's focused on the life of Ayesha radiallahu anha. And the reason that we chose that is, Ayesha, she is such a good role model in terms of, she embodies so many characteristics that are so important for, Muslims in general, but Muslim women in particular, right? She was a student of knowledge, a distinguished scholar. She was a poet. She was a leader in war. There are so many things that she brought. There's so many, no matter what your personality type is, I think if you look at Ayesha radiallahu anha, she's a great role model for us. And so what we're doing is we're taking little tidbits of her life and lessons that we can learn from her life and the way that she carried herself, and how we can bring that into our own lives right now, and to better ourselves. Yes.
So what are some of the new features that this conference will cover this year?
So every year, BeingME has been expanding with the grace of Allah, and so this year, some of the new things that we're bringing to the table is BeingME Lit, which is Leaders in Training, and what that is a program where we are taking younger sisters who are, I think, between the ages of 14 and 17, and they're going through this full training experience where they're working with our organizers to to have a hands-on role in organizing the conference. And so it's teaching so many different skills to hopefully, again, build that confidence, right?
So they're involved right from the get-go, at the stage.
Exactly, from the organization, from the planning and organization, all the way through to execution. And as usual, we have volunteers on the day of as well. Another new feature this year is an escape room that we're doing. A lot of people
Very cool.
Excited about that one. So, escape rooms seem to be the new cool thing right now.
Apparently.
And so we have a whole setup where we're kind of playing on Ayesha radiallahu anha's playful side, right? Because we know that she used to race with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and so we're bringing that into it, and we're also kind of engaging our younger audience, where we have this fun experience where they go into the room and solve different riddles and clues to basically win and escape the room. Yeah.
Very cool. And I also know that you guys are involving the Syrian refugees this year as well.
Yeah, so we do have a workshop where it's geared particularly towards the Syrian newcomers, and so essentially when we talk about building confidence, this is a population, I guess, a group of people who may have gone through horrific things in their past, and and in their recent past, and so that's something that could hinder a person's confidence and their ability to reach their potential, especially being in a new place, etc. So we're going out to the hotels, and we're going out to wherever else Syrian refugees are in Toronto and in the GTA, and we're striving to bring them to the conference and to help them integrate into our Muslim community, as well as so that if they build the relationship within our community, and then hopefully that will give them the confidence to branch out and integrate into the Canadian community in general. We are having some minor setbacks and issues with, there's a lot to figure out, right? Just transportation to get them to the conference, figuring out food, translators, Arabic translators, if you know anybody,
we'll put a post for it
yeah,
on
definitely. Like that's definitely something that's an issue, right? We were trying to make this the best experience for them that we possibly can, and so we're trying to look at all the different ways that we can do that, inshallah. Yeah,
that's awesome. And in terms of themes, I know confidence obviously is a big theme, it sounds like, but what are some of the other themes that your speakers will be addressing?
So BeingME, the conference is, there are main session topics as well as workshops, so you can kind of pick and choose and fill your day however you please. Among our main sessions, we have lots of topics. There's, for example, we're having one, there's one called In the Face of Slander, and that one focuses on the incident with Ayesha, where she went through that incident where she knew the truth, she knew her innocence, and yet everyone around her was suspicious of her, right? And it must have been a very, a trying time for her. And if we put ourselves in her shoes, this was a girl who, knew her innocence, and yet she was going through all this difficulty, and it felt like everyone was kind of against her. And so if we kind of take lessons from that, and we look at how Ayesha dealt with that situation and had faith in Allah, that's just one example of how we're taking tidbits from Ayesha's life and trying to pick up those lessons that we can apply to our lives now. I mean, now, especially given the media and everything, there may be times where we're thinking as Muslim women, I know this about my religion, this is what I know about myself and my Islam. And yet there are all these people who are, saying all these things about it, right? I know the truth, and they're attacking it and all of this stuff, and it is a trial, right? So hopefully, the hope is that we would come away from this conference with a newfound kind of inspiration. Yeah. So that's one of our topics. We have a lot of workshops. One of them that I feel strongly about personally is the one that we have on stigma. So even just within the Muslim communities, unfortunately, there's a lot of stigma, whether that's around things like, being single, if you're a woman, being single or divorced, or issues around mental health or domestic violence. A lot of things are unfortunately brushed under the table, right? And so this workshop, it focuses on these issues so that we can bring it all to light and, have a healthy conversation about it. We have workshops on what other?
I think Islamophobia was the topic you mentioned earlier as well. Yes.
So we have we do have a talk, a main session program on Islamophobia, and that one in particular is about finding your identity, right? Again, if you know Islam to be something, and you know that's something that especially if you're a visible Muslim, if you're a female, often you're an easy target, right? If you're wearing a hijab, not only are you identifiably Muslim, you're also, as a female, you know, you're the weaker gender, and people, it's easier for people to attack women, right? And so having that discussion about Islamophobia and, you know, bringing this real conversation where, you know, we talk about how we're feeling, right? We talk about how our identities are, you know, how affected by all of these misconceptions going around, yeah.
And, you know, a lot of the topics that you're talking about, I think broader, not just Muslims, but the broader community can relate to it. So is it open to people who aren't Muslim who might be interested in attending the conference?
Yeah, of course, of course. It's a women's conference, not a Muslim women's conference. So although we look at things, you know, we bring examples from Ayesha, right, who is a female, you know, from Islamic history. I think all of you know, all of the lessons and all of the workshops, the topics and everything, those are all very relevant to, you know, whoever may attend. Yeah.
And where can people go if they're interested in learning more or buying tickets?
Oh, you could go to the website. It's beingme.org/Toronto. And there's links there if anybody wants to volunteer. We, you know, I mean, we're doing a lot of things this year to, you know, engage people that are new. And so whether you want to be involved as a volunteer, you want to be, you know, you want to just attend, or we have an artist gallery, for example, right? So if you're somebody who's interested in that, that's also something that's out there for you. We had a talent show and a Quran competition as well. And so there are a lot of ways to get involved with BeingME, and yes, I would definitely encourage everyone to go on the website, learn more.
Sounds like you have an exciting day planned, so thank you so much for coming on and sharing it with us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Hey YouTube, we hope you benefited from this video. If you liked it, or if you didn't, let us know in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more, check out some of our other videos. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.